Welcome to greencardguys.tv. You need to know this. Do not give up on your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? All right. Today is Friday, TGIF. Thank goodness Friday. Okay. My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States, helping you secure your legal status. All right. So let's get down to it. I'm happy to answer your questions. You do have to drop it in the chat box or you can join live. So if you're on TikTok, y'all should know how to do it. They make it very easy for you in this platform. That's right here. Okay. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. You're welcome to ask. What's it called? If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is John Ting. I help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally, even if you don't hire us. That's okay. That's why I have this live show. Some of y'all might have that quick question. Sometimes my answer is a bit long. But lawyers tend to talk a lot. But on this show, on social media, I really try to do rapid fire. If you have a several questions, and no, I'm not I have no beef, but if you have a few more questions, I might have to say schedule a meeting, okay? Because we do want to accommodate as many people as here as possible. So if you appreciate that, if you appreciate how I conduct my channel here, my live show, please tap the screen. I really appreciate that because I try to do it a little bit differently than a lot of other attorneys. All right. Now, if you're on, thanks. Join my team. For those on Facebook and YouTube, if you want to join the live show, ask. Where is it at? Here's the link. Okay, just email in for the link and we'll send it to you. What's up? No money, no honey. Did you change your name? I think you changed your name. I don't remember that name. Jason, yeah, welcome to ask the question. So, if you have filed your own case by yourself, it's all good. Everyone has a different budget. You might have a hard time finding a suitable attorney for you, immigration law firm. That's completely understandable. But look, there's at least 4 scenarios where you can definitely consider my team to help you here at Green Card Guys Law Group. Number 1 is if you receive a request for evidence, okay, RFE. You have 87 days or less to reply. For example, maybe it's a medical exam. If it's just a medical exam, you don't need us for that, okay? But it could be sometimes they don't think you're in a real marriage. Then that's more likely the second situation. NO ID, notice of intent to deny. You definitely don't want that. Fortunately, we have not been denied, okay? We've been able to overturn their thinking. Notice of intent denied does not mean you've been denied. It means that I always try to think positive here, but it really is a negative situation, is that they're giving you an opportunity to change their mind, okay? And I always consider like the 1% situation that like 99% they're going to deny you, but we have to change their mind with substantially more evidence. And then so you have only 30 days to reply. Now, by the time you receive the letter in the snail mail from the government, you might have lost already 5 days, unfortunately. So that's why it's very important that you go ahead and save my information, follow wherever on your respective channel, and click the bell for future notification. Because I don't know when I go live. I truly don't. Sometimes I have set times like 8:30, 12-ish. Yesterday I went live, I think 2:30, 3 o'clock, sometimes evening. All right, let's get user 866 on. Thank you for your patience. I don't know why I look more orange on TikTok, but not on Facebook, YouTube. What's up, user? How can I help you?
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm here. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead. How can I help you?
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I have a question, please. Can you clarify me?
I'll try my best.
I came to this country 2007 and I filed for asylum. It was denied, and I went in front of the judge,
Okay.
and it was denied. And I took an appeal. It was denied. I took another appeal. It was denied. So I have a daughter who is a U.S. citizen. So she petitioned for me I-130. It was approved. So my lawyer went ahead, we opened the case, and it was dismissed and terminated.
The removal
So
case, the court case?
yes, the court case.
Okay.
So now my daughter petitioned for me I-485. I had an interview
Uh-huh.
a couple of days ago. So the officer went ahead and she pulled out my information of my removal procedure.
Uh-huh.
So I was not with my lawyer, and then she was asking, did they issue me any letter from the court? So I have a letter from the court that my case was terminated,
Yeah.
dismissed and terminated without just I don't know how to pronounce that word well. So she keep emphasizing in that the last word. So she didn't grant me, like, she didn't say anything. She said, "Okay, go. You will send you a notice. We'll make our decision."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit skeptical. I don't know what will happen. So can you help me?
So did you get some kind of RF? When was your interview, first of all? Like recently?
Yes, a couple of days ago.
And so still no decision. Yeah, that's pretty soon. Sometimes it takes a week or so, but so did the officers say that they need more time to review or they want like some other kind of document from the court because you gave them the proof?
So my daughter husband was and he and my daughter, there was a co-sponsor. So I have a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
So I don't have any criminal record.
Okay.
So,
That's
and
good.
my lawyer responded that he misunderstood because what the judge ordered, because Homeland Security does not oppose the decision of terminating my case.
Okay.
So she didn't understand where. So she wrote a letter after this following day to the UICIS office. So I'm hoping. I think
Okay.
things will get better. Do you have any advice for me?
No, I don't. Sounds like your lawyer just did just fine. Probably more proactive than most attorneys to send that kind of letter. But because only been you said it's only been a couple days since the interview, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and your attorney or you provide the letter, the court order say the case terminated and dismissed. So that's really all you're supposed to give related to that.
Yeah. He explained the meaning of that letter from the court, but because when the Homeland Security, and it was a court of appeal that approved the termination. So when you go to
Gotcha. Hmm.
bar number,
Hmm.
it says your case have been dismissed and terminated without prejudice. That's what they say. She doesn't want to hear. So I don't know what to do about that.
The officer says she didn't want to hear it. Is that what you said?
So she say I have to provide a letter again from the court stating that
Oh,
uh, yes, that's what she was emphasizing. But I already have a letter. So my lawyer keep saying that, you know what, my case is not longer pending
yeah.
in the, so it's
Um,
terminated.
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, because I mean, it's a good thing that your lawyer sent a letter to the field office, but I don't think there's anything you can do now. Now, unfortunately, if in the worst case scenario, your case has still not been received a decision notice in the mail, let's say like
Yes.
2 more months, and in general, if your case has been pending for at least 15 months, then you can contact us back about filing a lawsuit. Then hopefully that will be course correction to get your case approved. Okay, because at this point, there could be this could be one of those situations like they kind of put your case to the side and they the officer tells themselves they're going to review it, but they don't. I mean, they might clearly does not understand the situation, so your case just stays stuck over there um, because they use the physical files now.
The following day, I have a approval of my work authorization.
Uh huh.
So I just got an approval. While I went to the interview, I had an approval. So I'm kind of confused that if I had any issue, at least they should have sent me a letter that I should go and rectify what is on my
Approval of what? What approval did you get? That sounds good, but what was it for?
work
Oh, work
authorization.
permit. Yeah, yeah. So you got the work permit author approval just like recently, also.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. No, that's great.
Mhm,
The thing is, they don't really. That's crazy, right? Because
mhm.
USCIS doesn't. When one application is going this direction, the other one for work permit is a separate workflow. They like
Okay.
the officer wouldn't say, "Hey, stop. Let me put a stop order on that work permit." I'm not aware they have that kind of like authority
Okay.
until they actually deny your main application. Of course, I don't think that's going to happen, but if anything, it might just get unfortunately stuck because I've been in more interviews this past few months, and the field offices they have the stack of files now. It used to be all electronic, so
Mhm.
um, unfortunately, this could delay cases. Um, Alrighty, so yeah, keep checking once a week or so online, unless your
I'm
attorney's already
following
doing
you
it.
every day. I will follow you every day. I listen to you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I hope it goes well. I've suffered a lot with this. So far, thank God I have a U.S. citizen daughter that have did a lot. So I'm just hoping it comes.
Yeah, I'm glad your citizen daughter filed for you. I've heard some people, unfortunately, the adult children don't want to file for them. I feel so sad for. I know it's crazy, right? So let's let's be thankful, right? Let's for
And I
anyone
have the
sponsoring.
co-sponsor. The husband works with the government. He was there with me in the interview.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
uh, yeah,
And
so
which major city are you located or state, if you don't mind sharing?
here in California.
Okay. All right. Great.
Mhm, mhm.
Thanks for tuning in from Cali.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you. Have
Nice
a good
talking
day.
to
You
you.
likewise. Take
Good
care.
luck.
All right. All right. So this example, I hope y'all on YouTube and Facebook can hear it. My mic is right next to the iPad. So, this example, just trying to thank you for everyone's patience. Just trying to point someone in the right direction. Some of y'all just want to verify if what's going on is appropriate. And I'm happy to do that, y'all. Like, I don't think you need to pay 3 digits to speak to an attorney for a question like that. Just hop in and hop out, okay? No worries. Let's get a couple questions. Jason, I don't see your question yet. Maybe you try and join. Let's see. Let's get 956 cable, dude. Consultation, you can schedule here. Hello.
Oh, how you been, sir?
Good, thank
I had
you.
a question, sir.
Mm-hmm. How can I help you?
I had a, I have an IR2. Yeah,
Uh
and my
huh.
dad is a citizen.
Uh huh.
Could I get the certification for being a citizen, or do I need to apply for the N400?
How old are you?
I'm already, I'm 52, but when I came in, I was 6.
And I'm sorry. When was your one of your parents became a citizen? And so are you? Uh huh.
My dad was already a citizen
Okay, so it sounds like you're
when I
trying to
came
figure
in.
out. Okay, oh, when you came in. Okay, so then yeah, you would still need to apply for the N400. Okay. Um.
Oh, okay, the N400.
Well. Oh, sorry. Let's take a step back. Were when you were born, was your dad a citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they you might be eligible for the N 600, but yeah, schedule a meeting with one of my team members. You can
Okay,
pick so we can
perfect.
verify because with the because yeah the better route is if you're what we call like automatic citizen. We just need a usually if someone's born abroad, which sounds like you were, then it's kind of like shoulda woulda coulda, but back then could have filed a birth report abroad, consular report abroad, birth abroad, CRBA, I believe is the letters. But we'll check the dates and all that
All right.
because out of any immigration law that's changed through Congress, it's the one about citizenship. Like it seems like every 2 or 3 decades. So it doesn't seem that often, but um, it has changed. So we'll check that out for you, the dates.
Oh,
Okay. Alrighty.
oh, perfect. Okay, I'll schedule an appointment. Thank you very
All
much,
right.
sir.
Thank you. Take care. All right. Alrighty. That's a thing, y'all. Some of y'all may have been technically a citizen for all this time, and so, but in some scenarios, may have to the child, son or daughter, may have to go through the green card process. So just there's just different pathways depending on the situation. But man, maybe he could have been voting for quite a while. 51, 52 years old. Would that have changed the result of this election? No, it wasn't even close. Wasn't even close last year. It's kind of wild, right? So let's see here. Let's get Greatness Baby on. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good to hear from you. How can I help you?
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a green card holder. So, like 2 years ago, I was stopped by the police for driving with expired driver's license and three things. But I went to court and the case was dismissed. So I want to travel out of the country. Am I okay? Can I go?
Your court case was dismissed, or the traffic violation ticket was dismissed?
I went to court and gave me fine because I was charged for driving with expired driver's license and expired insurance card. So they said I should pay for the insurance, which is 345, which I did. Then at the end of the day, the court dismissed the case. I went to court and it was dismissed.
Okay.
So I just want to be sure if I can travel or not.
Yeah. I mean, you took care of your traffic violation. Sounds like you're a resident. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And your residency's the card is still valid,
Yes.
not expired.
Yes.
Okay. And it's a 2-year card or 10-year.
Yes.
Okay. I don't expect any concerns to travel. I know that these kind of travel questions have been coming up a lot this past month because some of the videos that people posted. But yeah, thank you for asking. But for anyone that's wondering, this is for education, entertainment purposes only. For legal advice for a specific situation, you got to schedule a meeting. But based on what you said, that you should not have any concerns in that sense. Okay, in terms of coming back. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
You're doing a good job. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too.
Alrighty. Man, y'all want to travel? That's great. So does my family. I want to get out of here too. Where y'all headed to? Oh man. All right. If you have a pending case, whether you filed yourself or you hired an attorney, okay, fine. If you hired a consultant, notario, notary, or you filed yourself, put the letter P in the comments, okay? I'd love to know, like, I could share other information depending on your situation. But let's take it a little step further. If you think your case is taking a little too long or way too long, put the letter S for stuck. Okay. Let's see here. Miss Via Fana. Can you join live? Miss Via Fana. Miss Batula, I don't know what your question is. You just asked what happens now. I don't know your situation. Blue says you're approved at interview a week ago. Okay, great. Congrats. I-130 approval in the got the letter for that one, but your 485 is still not approved. Is that usual or common? Unfortunately, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is common. Some people, it just kind of wide ranging. Some people get approved the same day as the interview. Very few people, but usually it could be like within a week. But there are some people that get the I-130 approved first, and then maybe like I hate to say this, but maybe 1 week later, 1 month later, the 485 will be approved. And you might think like, why is that the case? Like, wouldn't it be approved the same day? Well, I don't know what is wrong with the workflow. That's the frustrating thing about the government. The I-130, it likely means they're still reviewing the 485, but the I-130, if you're wondering, like, doesn't it just come together as a package? Not necessarily, because the I-130 is based on making sure if you were married before, that you were divorced or had annulment, and that you were legally able to remarry the next person, your next Pookie Bear, next partner in life. Okay, so some people get denied because they like get a little excited to, what do you call that? Get married again. So, all right, let's get the next person in. Miss Viafana number 1, and then Chavinsky will be on deck.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. So for my
Yeah, music is a bit loud, by the way, if you can hear me.
sorry, I took it off.
Okay, sounds
He
good.
won a scholarship with his school to go to Spain towards his college and stuff like that.
Oh,
The
okay.
thing is, he's under asylum, so I wanted to know if it was safe to do the filing for the I-131.
He has a pending case for asylum.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't normally file those for asylum. So, have you looked at the instructions page for this? I think you can.
Yes.
I think you
It
can.
basically-
But
it basically said we could apply, and once they approve it, they'll just send, the authorization film and come back. But I know with the new administration, if it's advisable to do it.
yeah, that's a tough one because number one, timing to apply. Like when is that program going to start?
Next year, June. It's for next year, June.
Oh, okay, that's good. So you got some time on that sense. But then you also don't want USCIS to assume that he abandoned his asylum application. So
Yes,
that could happen.
all of that has to go in the application.
Mhm.
They would have information from the school stating that he basically got a scholarship to go for 8 days. It's not for long. It's a 8-day program with the school. So I just
Okay.
wanted to know if it was advisable to still allow him to take that opportunity or not.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, if he gets approved for it, then that's good. So you said 8 days. That seems reasonable, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
of course, it's not the same country that he was born in, right? That he's fleeing.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's good.
I appreciate your time.
Okay. Good luck to
Thank
you.
you.
And congrats to your son for getting that scholarship.
Yes, he's 12. So thanks.
12. Wow, amazing. I wish I could do something like that. I'm not capable. All right.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. All righty. Now, of course, if anyone wants more time than normally what I could afford on a live show here, which I think I can only get maybe 1 or 2 more people in. Let's see. Hopeful Opal UCG creator. Hello, Hopeful.
Good day.
Good day.
My question is, my daughter and I came on a B2 visa, and my husband is filing for me and her. Is she a principal or a derogative? The word.
I'm sorry. So who's the sponsor? Let's clarify that.
My husband.
Your husband. Filing for your daughter?
For me and my daughter.
Okay. Your husband has what status? U.S. citizen?
He's a born U.S. citizen.
Okay, born here.
Born-
And then, so for you, that'd be considered immediate relative. For your daughter, he has to file a separate petition.
That I know, but there's a part that says, "Are you the principal or the derogative?" For hers, what should I put?
Principal.
She's a principal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
But honestly, that's not the most difficult question on there. You're gonna if you have a concern, look, I'm happy to help out, but please know some of these questions can be a little funky. A couple could be a little tricky, but but it is better to obviously I'll state the obvious, to have an attorney to just handle the whole case for you. Maybe some of you already have one, but that'd be kind of sad, right? Like if someone asks those kind of questions and then but your attorney doesn't help you with that, that would be really sad. So, but I appreciate y'all's trust for sure, but there's a lot more concerns that you would need to know related to filing, especially filing for a child. Well, number one, also knowing if that person is over 21 or not, and when that marriage happened, if it happened before 18 years old. So it's a lot to know, a lot to go over. Okay, thank you so much, S Ducky, for the PM. We'll take a look afterwards. So ultimately, that's one of the things. One of the reasons I'm on the live show is because I like to share what you don't know. Right? There's unfortunately too many immigration problems that exist. Honestly, regardless who the president is, regardless of red party, blue party, maybe purple party in the future, but it's because of Congress. It's because of USCIS. But obviously, it's gotten a lot more ridiculous with Trump. I thought there was another person that wanted to join live, but let's see here. All right, y'all on YouTube and Facebook are a bit shy, but now let me put my attention to y'all on TikTok. Jackie, if anyone's new here, you don't have to copy and paste your questions. It honestly makes it worse for me to be able, because then they'll force me to have to go up and down a lot. Give my finger some rest. All right, Jackie, you're a U visa holder since 24. You're out of America and did not travel to USA. Is that okay? Likely not. How long have you been out? 6 months or so? How long is your advanced parole valid for? So that's the thing. Even if you got a resident card, even if you got advanced parole, just know that when you do enter, Jackie, I literally just answered a question in which I really need more information. Y'all gotta be listening. Look, look, look. I'm not here for the views. I'm just here to share information. So if you ain't paying attention, you lost out. You got to schedule a meeting. Okay, because other people want to have the question too. So, but I can share this about, if you're going to be outside America with resident status or approved advanced parole, if you got kids around, you got to move them. Okay, this is rated R. You better have a fucking plan of what you're going to say when you return to America. Okay, because even the simple question of what were you doing outside America for so long, they truly want to make sure if you've been having some kind of alleged terrorist activity or not. Okay, they just can't go by looks anymore, right? So I think it's a legitimate question. So don't get shaking in your boots at customs saying, "Oh, I don't know." You gotta know. Okay, so if you are not quite a confident person, you might want to prep with someone, maybe a family member, to kind of go through that simple question like, what were you doing so long outside America? It's a legitimate question. You got to be ready to answer. And they've always asked that. They might ask, like, oh, what countries did you visit? What were you doing in those countries? But now they might ask with a little bit of a little sass, a little bit more of an attitude. Honestly, that's sometimes why I curse. So y'all pay attention here, okay? Y'all gonna enjoy your travels as much you can, but when you come back to America, you better fucking pay attention, okay? Because they're gonna give you a hard time, even if you're a citizen, a resident, or even a temporary visa, work visa holder, or you have advanced parole. Okay, just be ready. Now, if you don't know what to say, then that's definitely a problem. You definitely need to schedule a meeting. Chunky 621. What does it mean when it says approval case decision rendered? Where did it say that for you? What kind of pathway? Consular processing? What would be that? Because consular processing says visa issued. I guess you probably get that in your My Online, or what do you call that? Online My USCIS account. 165, maybe you mean 765. Okay, well that's good. That means you got approved. Was that today for you? Okay. Any questions? Any last minute questions here? I know some of y'all ask questions, but then I gotta go all the way back up. I think I answered most of y'all. Is booty talk? Is withdrawal application of entry considered deportation? Application of entry. I don't know what you're talking about. Is it an application that your attorney or you filed to court? Joker 290B. DA overachiever. I did not see your question. Joker, your 290B just got dismissed. You're not in status again. What can you do? Why was it dismissed? You're gonna have to get on here. I can't answer that question without knowing more information. So let's Soros, sorry, please copy and paste your question. Because when people copy and paste too much, I don't have the time to go all the way back up. Sorry. But please know apparently TikTok has hidden some comments, some I can see and some I clearly cannot see. So cut me a break. If I don't answer it, at that point, just paste it, right? But don't do it like 50 times. Let's get Joker on. Let me invite Joker. Okay, let's see if that works. Because you're honestly wasting time typing. You skip my question. Just copy and paste the question, and wasting my breath, to be honest. I gotta drink a lot of water for that. Let's see. Okay, someone named me on YouTube. Do you think it's a good idea for your spouse to file I-130 for you? Why would it be a bad idea? Okay, I see where you're asking, because you're saying, should you lay low? Well, I mean, if you got some crimes or something, arrest, then definitely talk to immigration lawyer to verify if you should lay low or not. But generally speaking, okay, here's the thing. I know a few of you have been a little hesitant to file. Look, on there for a reason. Okay, here's why. Take action to talk to a lawyer, take action to file your case, take action to reply your NOID or RFE, any of those situations, right? So, because if for some reason, unexpected reason, one of you get picked up, God forbid that happens, but one of you get picked up by ICE, and then you get sent to detention center, and then eventually get a letter to go to court, okay, from removal proceedings, okay? Typically, first of all, very few people get deported the same day, like in order, I mean, not physically deported. But here's the thing. If you are married or you have someone to sponsor you and you tell the judge, or maybe you have a lawyer like me, right? And we tell a judge, because they want to know the situation. It's like a pretrial. We call it master calendar hearing. And we tell a judge, my client has been married to a U.S. citizen for 5 years or 10 years. And the judge can be like, okay, great. Have you filed an application? And of course, if you if you're about to just hired us because you your Pookie Bear got picked up, so you didn't have time to file an application with us, the judge is gonna look dumbfounded. The judge can be like, you're telling me you've been married for 5 to 10 years to a U.S. citizen and you didn't fucking file an application? That's honestly the truth. And so what happens? They're gonna have some kind of thought in their head to say, like, look, you know what? I'm gonna reschedule the case from 1 month or 2 months out. And basically, they, of course, fortunately, I haven't heard a judge curse, but I'm just trying to emphasize for y'all. This is what they're thinking. Okay, I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, why are you so slow? We could have maybe gotten this case a little bit more resolved and have more of a concrete plan of action. Okay. And this is why judges love it when people have attorneys, because we can guide clients from step A all the way to Z, because judges don't have time. They have way too many cases. I just had a court appearance last week for Dallas, and we got scheduled for a final hearing, okay, for January 2029. Okay. But that's because we got our shit together, regardless of what the final date was for the trial. Okay. That's how backlogged they are. So they don't got time to play around and say, like, all right, let me walk you through the steps here. They don't want to do that. What they sometimes they say, counsel, are you going to advise your client of the advisals, basically all the potential consequences, such as if you don't show up to court, you're going to be order removed automatically. Okay, on paper at least. All right. So if you got a court case and you don't have a lawyer, just want to give you a clue. You might want to hire one, at least talk to one ASAP. Okay. All right. Let's get the next person on. Sorry. For the person named me on YouTube, hopefully that gave you a little bit more context. All right. Let's see. Cindy Ward, why getting an immigrant visa is delayed through marriage? Embassy took the passport to issue a visa, but it's been more than a month keeping a passport. Cindy, I'm sorry to break it to you, but especially depending on which country or nationality that either you or your Pookie Bear is from, sometimes, like for example, Pakistan, Nigeria, Kenya, certain countries, they just not all of them hold on to the passport, but just unfortunately giving them the passport is not an automatic that you're going to get the visa. Maybe you're supposed to, but something in their system, their workflow is slow. Okay, so if you didn't get a 221G, then that's a good thing. All right, that's a good start. All right, but if you did get a 221G, hopefully you replied already to documentation. Unfortunately, it's not a quick turnaround. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Joker. All right, Joker's process. What's going on, Joker?
My husband's 290B was dismissed today and is out of status.
Oh.
So I don't know why. I don't know. We're still waiting for the notice, the letter to come in.
Oh, the 290B, right? That got dismissed, unfortunately.
Yes.
Okay. What was the reason you were denied the 485? Do you remember the reason?
Okay, he applied for 485 when is not when his date was not current. That was last year, but fortunately they denied him, and his date is current now. Date is current since June this year, and he reapplied again.
Okay.
For 290B to explain to them, that's to reopen the case. But today it was dismissed.
Oh, okay. So now,
I don't know why.
Yeah, now I would just, because the 290B, did you know me before? Have you been following me for a while, or this first time?
No, this is the first time.
Okay, you got to follow me today now. Here's the reason why.
Yeah,
because thank you so much. Because 290B is to request a reconsideration, but because maybe USCIS has reviewed something incorrectly. They did not. They made the correct decision at the time. I think I understand what you were trying to do. Is that because you saw the prior date was current, then you file the 290B, but that's the wrong application. You have to file this 485. Refile the 485. It's like start new,
Don't
basically.
forget that I'm not in status again. It's not in status again.
Oh, I see. I see why you do that. So one possible way is Nunc Pro Tunc. Well, you're not in status, but who's your sponsor? A U.S. citizen, spouse, or not U.S. citizen spouse? Who filed for you? Because family preference.
He's fighting for himself. He's a student. So his F1 it was expired
Your parent.
after graduation, after his OTP, it expired, and he did his
OPT is what you did. Okay.
NIW.
Uh-huh.
His I-140 was approved, but he quickly applied for 485 before his status, before he's out of status. That was 2 years ago,
Oh.
August.
Oh,
So
okay.
last year, January, it was denied. So he applied for 290B. So today, it got dismissed. 290B got dismissed.
Uh-huh. Okay, sorry to hear that. Yeah, that makes it. All right, you did NIW for EB. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, then
EB2.
EB2. Yeah, so you may. Yeah, then default is possibly to do the consular processing, but before you do that, obviously you said 2 years ago went out of status, so you may need to file a waiver if you're even eligible for that for unlawful presence.
I didn't get that.
You may have to see if you're eligible for a waiver of unlawful presence if you want to continue with this case.
Okay.
Okay.
Waiver.
Yeah, 601A if you're eligible. If you have a parent or
61 what?
601A.
Okay.
But really, I mean, that I'm just giving you little tidbits, okay, right? I don't have the time to share like the full strategy session like we normally would in this box. Okay. So if you want like a more thorough, in-depth, I recommend you schedule a meeting, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Take care, Joker. So to get to these boxes, by the way, let's see here. On YouTube and Facebook, it looks like this. But on TikTok, to get to those boxes, you got to click on that, okay? Which for YouTube and Facebook, it looks like that. All right, so let's go to the next one. Look, I mean, no one has a schedule, right? I'm not trying to say you got to hire us or whatnot. But look, if you're on this channel, any of these platforms, you're here for a reason, okay? You want more information. You need guidance. If you didn't need that, then I don't know what the hell you're doing here, right? But thanks for hanging out. But if you're here, you're most likely these platforms, if they fed it to you in your life, what do you call it, FYP on TikTok, it's because they're listening to you. Okay, they know what you're going through. Yes, UK. I thought we had discussed that before. Maybe you missed it. All right, so let's see. Soros, what was your question? I didn't see you copy and paste it again. Then that's what I'm telling you. Sometimes on TikTok now, I don't think they're sharing all the comments. So blame TikTok, not me. How you doing, Diaspora Freedom Initiative? I think we talked before. Good to see you. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well. TGIF, everyone. All right, let's see here. Dog Mom, can you change your name? You got married while waiting for 45 I-130 to be approved. No, you're gonna have to wait. I mean, you could change your name, but you're gonna have to, while the case is processing, then you're gonna have to go through the court, through family court. At least in Dallas County, it's called, in Harris County, it's through the family court to do a name change order. But you can't do that like on the form now, in that sense. Soros, I know you put the little nugget there. Oh, okay, Soros. So I'm assuming you commented more than once. One comment still says 28 months. How long will it take? I'm assuming you applied something else. Like, what did you apply for? Your other comment. Oh, you're still waiting for your work permit. You're waiting for your work permit. It's been 28 months. Then you need to file a mandamus lawsuit. That's the only answer. Now, some of y'all ask and wondering, like, well, if a case is delayed, can I submit inquiry? Yeah, sure. It's not gonna do anything. It's just telling USCIS that you're aware that your case is slow. And actually, the way it's set up on the USCIS system is. Let me show you this. Okay. So you see this. This is. Let me. Okay, there we go. Trying to show the displays for both platforms here. So this is okay. Well, the one that says 17 months, okay, or 16 months, depending on what platform you're on, that's a petition filed by a sponsor. So just for example, okay, USCIS.gov will show you this. But down below this, you can insert your receipt number, or I'm sorry, your receipt date, and that will let you know when you can submit inquiry. Because back in the days of President Obama, was when this started to stop in the sense that people used to be able to submit inquiry anytime you could. Obviously, that's a bad system, to be honest, because I mean, even currently, it's not good either because they back up because of what it shows in processing times. They back it up so long to where you can't even submit an inquiry, which is even more frustrating. Um, so, and then some of you ask, well, can contacting a elected official do anything? Typically, no, but it's free, right? Why not try? But you just have to have the expectation that it's not going to fucking do anything because you're going to get stressed again and say like, oh, I finally got a response from their staff member, and they're not going to say we can't do anything, but they'll probably tell you the exact same. What's up, Batuto? Good to see you, sir. They're going to tell you the same thing that is likely what you've already known, but they had to wait a long time to get back to you. First of all, because they're getting information from like some kind of liaison with the embassy or in Washington D.C. Or your local field office. Okay, so there have been a few people, one out of like 500 people that talk about case delays in general, that have been able to get some traction on their application through the elected official, your congressperson, okay, or senator. But it's unlikely, clearly. So you do have to file a mandamus lawsuit for people who have case delays. All right, Soroso, answer your question. Hopefully you heard all that because that was quite long. DA overachiever, you are sending your 485 based on marriage, but now filing 360. Do you need to file new 485? Yes, sir. Or I think or ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was looking at your picture. Someone else is named DA. Getting y'all mixed up. Sorry. By the way, VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, pathway is gender neutral, despite its name. Let's see. How long does it take? User 2573. How long does it take asylee to obtain residency green card through through asylee status? So yeah, I mean they say they put a pause under Trump. They say they put a pause on that, but I think it's more so focused on scrutinizing, reviewing your asylum claims again. Unfortunately, so whatever it might show in the processing times, it could get extended even more. Let me see if I can find that. Okay. If it pops up, it takes a second for me on my browser for some reason. Okay, let me go to the next question in the meantime. Miss West, what? How long does the process take right now for New York and Germany for I-130? So you're on TikTok, so I'll share with you. That's this one right here. Okay. I need to swap it on YouTube and Facebook. That will get confusing for everyone. Let me just take this down for now. Okay. Let's see. Paul, can you file a mandamus action if NVC is taking so long to process your family case? It depends. It depends on the stage or where your case is located. In a sense, sometimes we have filed a mandamus lawsuit against the embassy or the consulate and Department of State. If you've already been documentarily qualified or DQ'd, you received an email and it's been at least a year waiting for an interview, or or you already had the interview and you're actually waiting for the visa and it's been at least 6 months, minimum 6 months for that. Okay, so a couple different situations. Now, if you're waiting for let's say you got your petition approved and you're just waiting for the case number, we definitely don't need to file a lawsuit for that. We can email them. Turo, do you know when you plan to go to your wife's country? I think it was the DR. I try to have good memory here. Jackie Chung, your son is living in another state. Filing for you. Do you use your address or his? Well, it depends who's filing the petition. Who is signing the petition, basically? In another state? Oh, your son is filing for you. I just said it out loud. Your son is filing for you. So the son, you can have two different addresses. That's okay. You don't have to live together with your son if that's what you mean. So you use a son address for the petition since he's a petitioner. Miss West, do I think it makes sense to notify USCIS that you're pregnant to speed up the process? I mean, if you have an online account and you have maybe a sonogram or a birth certificate and you already filed your case, you can upload. I mean, I don't remember what. Okay, you have I-130. You could, but that's not going to speed it up. Okay, sounds good, Oturo. July, I'm glad you have a plan. That's what we're trying to help people out with, having a plan of action. In general. Yeah, sorry, Miss West. Wish you could speed it up just because you're pregnant, but that's not necessarily. No, I wish you all the best in your pregnancy, if you have not given birth yet. But I do remember we were able to get a case expedited with I-130 with USCIS and again with the National Review Center to get the interview scheduled. If when we had a client that had unfortunately pregnancy complications afterwards after the birth. So maybe, I mean, again, I wish you all the best in health. But if something like that happens, then you could consider expedite requests. Those are the kind of insights. I mean, all throughout the show today, these are all the insights this is based on experience. This is maybe you could Google search. It might take you like 2 or 3 hours to find something like this, but imagine how stressful that is. Okay. So if you're new to a channel, I know Arturo's not new. He's been here before. Jason Lane's been here before. A lot of y'all have been here before. I appreciate that. But if you're new to a channel, this is your time. This is your moment to click the plus sign or follow, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Because I honestly don't know when I'm available to go live. Mark, it's like I got a production team virtually like, John, go live now when you have a moment. Sugar Kiss, thanks for your help. Yeah, let's get to 2,000 likes. We're almost there. If each of you just did like 5 taps, I think we'll get there. Thank you so much. I don't know if it helps, but thanks. Let's see. Yumanji, you're a Venezuelan permanent resident holder. You do not have any criminal record. You travel abroad. May you travel abroad. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as long as so if anyone has a question about travel, I do have a video about that. The main thing is as long as you don't have any crimes, you don't have any current arrest, and the green card, the residence status is valid, and you have it and put your possession in your hands, then yes, you can travel, okay, abroad and come back, right? But if you have a specific situation, maybe you have an arrest, maybe you have a crime, you definitely need to schedule a meeting with an attorney. All right, don't be shy. It might be worth to spend the 3 digits to talk to a lawyer about that. That's typically not something we review on a live show. Okay, it's a lot more time intensive. Maxwell, you're stuck at the 262. Maxwell, 19 months. Maxwell has been stuck for 19 months after receiving 221G. I'm glad I saw your question. I'm just like trying to swivel here. Who's your sponsor? A spouse? U.S. citizen spouse? Either way, and especially if it's a family preference case, you don't want to wait too long, okay? So 19 months. And this is a good example that you likely filed, you were likely, once you got that 221G, or maybe they emailed you and they asked for specific documents and you gave it to them. Most people tell us that y'all have emailed them back maybe within an hour, within 24 hours. And you're thinking, oh, yeah, they got everything they need. That's what they asked for. And it's crickets. 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. And now for Maxwell has been, what did I say, 19 months? Look, after it's 6 months minimum, don't fucking wait, okay? I don't curse, only here, okay? Don't tell my family that I curse with you guys. But I'm trying to emphasize something. When I curse, it's really to emphasize something, if you couldn't tell. You got to file a lawsuit at this point. Look, especially if your family's like, bro, or gal, you gotta take action. That's why I have it here as a banner or something. Okay, you gotta do something. Don't think that the government is your friend, regardless of political stripe, blue, red, purple. The government is not your friend. You always have to advocate for yourself, minimum, if you don't have a lawyer. And if you do have a lawyer, I hope they're advocating for you too. Now, if you have a consultant or a notario, they're likely not advocating for you. They're just trying to prepare the forms for you, and that's it. And here's the other thing. Sorry, a little side tangent. If you hired a notary or a consultant and you're like, okay, great, thanks for filling out the form for me, okay, and they don't put their name on it as prepare at the end, you got to think about why. Okay, they don't want any liability. They don't want you to call them again. So I know most y'all want a lot of peace of mind. You might want to consider talking to my team. Okay. Oh, amazing. Thanks so much. On TikTok, we're at almost 4,500 hearts. Thank you so much. Diane, your spouse mother was filing for your mother-in-law was filing for your spouse, but she passed away. I'm sorry, my condolences. Is the case finished? It depends on several things. So you probably also want to schedule a meeting. It's several requirements. One of them is living in America. Okay, and there could be a way to do what we call substitute sponsor. Okay, if there is one, but it can't just process without someone to kind of quote unquote anchor it to sponsor it. Let's see here. RA, you're going on a trip and you apply for B1 visa and your boyfriend paid for it. Should you bring a proof of his pay stubs? Your boyfriend paid for it? I don't know. Why would you want to bring proof of his ability to pay? Like, because your boyfriend's in America? Is your boyfriend have status? I mean, that can be problematic, actually, because if your boyfriend has status in America, they might think you're going to overstay your visa and get married. But who does that, right? No one wants to intentionally violate the law. We don't encourage that. But we have had clients overstay their visa eventually, maybe not necessarily with the intention to do that at the time of entry or time of applying for the visa, but things change in life. and then so it depends on the situation. Okay. JR. All right, y'all. I gotta hop off very, very soon. I gotta go to my next meeting. So if you've been here for at least 1 minute, this is a time to click follow on your respective channel and TikTok or YouTube. Click the bell. All right. So you get future notification. JR, you went to remote proceeding already. Got your green card back. Is it okay if you travel overseas? I need to know more information. You went to remote proceeding. That's all. Did it get dismissed? Preferably gets dismissed, and then you can travel. Okay. Thank you so much for the roses, Tuga. Let's see. You're welcome, Paul. Happy to help. Which, by the way, if I have been able to help you to some extent, give you some peace of mind, it would be wonderful. And especially if you talk to a team member of ours here at Green Card Guys and they've helped you to some extent, if you don't mind, go into a Google profile, okay? And I think on TikTok or this link, like right here, you can go. I think it might have that option. Really appreciate that. Okay. Yo, one more thing real quick is that we're going to create a survey that, especially y'all are wondering like how long certain parts, stages, statuses of a case will take, steps of a case will take. We're going to create a survey. We're going to send it to y'all. If you're interested in that, you may want to, what's the best way? Maybe email us. Okay. If you click the link, you can email us. Eventually on YouTube, for example, I can post a link on the community post section, of course. But a survey that you can input the date you filed the case, for example, or what application, and you can tell us the status as far as you know. If you want to put the receipt number there, that's fine. And we can, maybe one of my team members could check for you as a courtesy. Maybe one time, maybe I'm asking them to do too much. I don't know yet. But at the very least, so that we can show a graph that's anonymous, essentially, to show everyone here at the Green Card Guys community how far along that like other people their case could be. Okay. If you're interested in that, please tap the screen and put the number 1, okay, in the comment section. I think that'll help a lot of people have a little bit more peace of mind, hopefully. Diane for the phone number. Let's see which one would be better. I think this one. Okay. So if you want to take a screenshot, YouTube and Facebook, it's not there, but right here, okay? You could scrub me out, but you could take a screenshot right there. All right. Okay. So great. Email us if you want that survey link. We'll make sure to have it uncheck the box. But hey, if you want us to take a look at your receipt number, whatnot, you can put your email in manually. All right. Thank y'all so much. I gotta head out to the next meeting. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day and a good weekend. Okay. Don't let the bugs bite.